hurt. I'm not gonna take that away from him and say he won't hurt.
No, he wasn't. He
Hey,
won't hurt. Lying ass.
Why you
He
say?
said
Why
they told him to sit his ass down. Callahan sat him down and said, "Do not leave this bench until I tell you to." And they didn't tell him to leave the bench till after the game.
Hey, man! Shout out to Mason Rudolph out here getting wins. Getting wins. looking like my man went 9 for 17 and looked like for like 80 something yards, and then everybody's just like, man, look how competent the Titans look.
All he had to do was outplay Will Levis. No.
I man, it's all good. It's hilarious. It's hilarious stuff.
I'm
sorry, by the way, if you didn't know.
I don't even want to talk about Will Levis no more, to be honest with you.
That's fine. We ain't never got to say his name again.
Oh, you started?
Yes.
Exactly. I thought we were still green room chilling.
Oh no. So like what we used to do we don't really do it on now that we gone visual as much, but what we used to do, because I used to be the one who would press record when we did the pod. So I would press it and then we'll just be talking shit. And then eventually they'd be like, yo, did you start it? I said, yes, I did. And welcome everyone to the 5th volume of Until the Final Whistle podcast. Hope you're enjoying your beautiful day whenever you're listening to this. Coming in first, it's your man, Solo Nolo Green.
They call me Cheevers. Bengals 1-0 if the season started this week.
Yes. D-Mac is on assignment. My man was in Atlanta at the game, watching his team cough up that lead at the end. But hey,
it's unfortunate because like I wanted to hear his first take reaction to how he handled them last few minutes.
Oh man, yeah, he didn't really talk to me after he talked to me, but he didn't really like he sent me a video like when they got the ball and it was about when they went down the field and scored. I ain't getting no more videos after that. I just got a text message talking about fuck. But hey, tis what it is. What would you like to start off this week, man? It's been an interesting week 4 of NFL action.
Let's start with primetime Sunday night because
ooh, nice.
Because like we had a situation where everybody thought the Bills were as good as they were, and I'm not going to write them off just because they got beat up at home in Baltimore or on the road in Baltimore. But like it's a rough time out when you punt the ball away, and on the very first play, King Henry busts one for 87 to the house.
Boy. My fantasy team greatly appreciated that.
I mean, he was gone, and then he went on to run for damn near 200. Or did he break 200?
Nah, he had 199. If he would not have fumbled on the goal line, he'd have had 200, and he would have broke the NFL record for most 200 rushing games.
You imagine talking to somebody and be like, yeah, man, I fumbled on the one. I didn't get the touchdown. But at the end of the day, I still ran for $1.99 and dominated.
Yo, they said the stat was the Ravens had 120 yards, untouched yards. And then I was like, no, 87 of that was in was Derrick Henry. Because nobody touched him. That jig was crazy. That was like the best run defense. I mean, not defense, the offense that they did. The best run blocking. That was probably all game.
That was like the kind of play. That was like the kind of play where if you like had gone to the bathroom at home, where you don't have to go like wait in line at a game, you know what I mean? But if you had like gone to the bathroom after the punt because you're like, oh, I got like 30 seconds or whatever, you would have came back and they would have been like kicking the extra point. You would have been like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
hey, bro, King Henry happened. That's what happened. People was out here trying to write him off after the first 2 games. That was crazy.
So the Bills don't really have to worry, but at the same time, we did talk about a few weeks ago how them being more balanced is what ultimately makes them look better right now.
Mm-hmm.
In a game like they had against Baltimore, where they weren't able to be as balanced, like James Cook was ineffective because they were kind of chasing the whole time. They were desperately looking for somebody to step up outside of Allen, and they just don't got it.
Nah, not for real. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, Shakir is their best receiver. Keon Coleman may become their best receiver by the end of the season. And then you have Cook and you got Kincaid. And that's about it. And you have Superman at quarterback, which is that throw that he was like over by the side, about to go out of bounds, and just threw that bitch over for a 50-yard gain to Shakir. He's literally the only quarterback in the league who be doing shit like that.
It's just the good news is they're probably not going to be getting their doors blown out that often, so they probably won't have to worry about this very often.
Not with that division.
Another scary thing I saw, the amount of rushing yards Baltimore's putting up, and guess who plays them next week with one of the worst rush defenses in the league?
Oh, is it y'all?
Yeah.
I am so sorry. You saw what they did. You saw what they did to us, so I can only imagine what they're about to do to y'all.
It might not be pretty. Like we got to figure something out on defense, because I don't want to get too off track and start glazing my own team, even though we finally got on the dub column. But like, we can't outscore them if we don't have the ball, and if they're going to be running for 300 yards, we're not going to have the ball.
No. I mean, you could get the ball because you might give up one of those 87-yard touchdowns too.
Yeah, but like if the plan is to outscore, like the offense shouldn't have to be perfect. That's not fair.
I didn't say it was fair, but you know what isn't fair?
Life.
Life ain't fair, and it just is what it is, dog. But nah, the Bills don't got to worry about shit. The Bills will be fine. The Bills, their next 3 games are the Texans, the Jets, and the Titans.
And you remember how we just said, I don't want to talk about Will Levis. So we're not going to talk about the Bills no more either.
What, bro, what you mean Will Levis? It's going to be Mason Rudolph.
You don't believe the coach when he says he's still the starter? If he's ready to go, he's in?
Did you not hear how he used to talk about that man with the back-to-back mistakes in games that he made? Boneheaded mistakes. In fact, let me rephrase that because I fell short. Back-to-back terrible mistakes.
Anyways, because life isn't fair, I'm not going to let Mr. Nolo escape this. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before. Okay. I think it was the week y'all played Baltimore, because I want to keep talking about Derrick Henry. Because your owner, who is supposed to be considered one of the better owners in the league of building teams and building brands, is talking about how y'all can't afford Derrick Henry.
Yep.
Now, you know whose team could really use Derrick Henry right now?
My team. The Dallas Cowboys.
Straight boo-boo at running. Y'all's best running back is that fullback number 40, whose name I do not know.
Technically, our best running back is Rico Dotto. But
y'all's best running back is that fullback number 40, whose name I do not know.
It's Lukey, by the way. But it's Rico Dotto's our best running back. And this is, I guess I'm just tired of hearing this and stuff like that. I don't really need a big explanation. Jerry don't like spending money, dog. And y'all are going to be like, what you mean? He just gave Dak and CD all that money. You are absolutely correct. He gave them all that money. And you know what he could have done earlier? Paid them earlier. And it could have had lots of cap space where he could have afforded Derrick Henry. But he'd rather keep his team in the news and his team's names in everybody's mouths. And he doesn't really, it just isn't the highest of priority. And it is what it is. I cannot. He hasn't spent money in free agency to improve the team since 2008. That was literally the last time where they went out and like got a few free agents that improved the team and to help fortify the roster. But hey, tis what it is. We see what it is. We got a dub, but that's because we played the Giants. They're not good. We about to go play Pittsburgh on Sunday night. That's probably not going to go the best. But hey,
and that's what makes me so frustrated, man. Because like, breaking news: Devontae Adams requests a trade, which I don't know how deep we're going to get into. But then, like, at the same time, because you've been doing this for years, you text me talk about go get him, Jerry. You just said he's not going to do it. Why do you keep texting me this go get him, Jerry nonsense? It's frustrating. I'm as frustrated as those guys in the New Day are with each other as I am in you.
You gonna stop bringing up the New Day? You gonna stop this? Bringing up the set? Do you not see the frustration that I had and the stress that us fans have to go through every week by week? And you just
I do because I seen the main account tweet out about how it's absolute cinema, but it's so hard for y'all to watch.
Dog, watching them argue, it breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. And I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna wait until like the 10-year anniversary of the New Day coming together, and then one of them's gonna turn one to the other, and it'll be really sad. But that's enough of wrestling right now. We're talking about football. And so Devontae Adams is requesting a trade. And you started off by coming at me by being the delusional fan that I like to be sometimes. And I know it's a delusion. I can't be Delulu. Let me be Delulu. I'll let you be Delulu when you talk about being a Super Bowl champion, knowing your defense is ass.
I haven't brought that up since preseason. Don't come at me.
Exactly.
Don't come at me because you mad.
It was delusional in preseason. That's all I'm saying.
So
like, you acting like I'll be trying to kill your dreams. I'll be trying to kill your dreams. I'll be chilling.
So let's stop being petty with each other for a second. Where do we think he's going to go? Because personally, I don't think he's going to move to the offseason just because of how the trade deadline usually goes. Even though it is later, so there's a little more chance. I don't see anybody really going after him except for maybe like Kansas. Yeah. Outside like a Kansas City because of Rice's injury, I don't really see anybody who desperately needs him right now. And they say divisional trades don't happen, but like the way the AFC West be, they probably would trade him to Kansas City because they've all just bowed to Kansas City years ago.
Oh, bro, I told you that is the Mahomes West division. Stop it. That is nothing Mahomes more, West. Nothing less. It is not the AFC West. It's the Mahomes West. Mahomes West Championship
turns into the Mahomes AFC Invitational.
Exactly. I'm sorry. It is cool. If it is not Brady or Burrow, that's just what the AFC is. But not. But seriously, if we're gonna pick a place for Devontae Adams to go,
you think the Jets come along because they want to keep Rodgers happy?
I was about to say the Jets. I'm about to say because for one thing, did you see them talking? Because Salah's done. Salah is done in that town. He got to do something.
I don't think he'll be the first coach fired. But if that's only because I think Peterson only got maybe a week left. But like the second coach fired, definitely.
Oh no, I don't even think he's the second coach fired.
Oh, for real? You still got Sirianni up there, don't you?
Sirianni's the second coach fired. For real, he would be number one. But Doug Peterson decided to be 0-4.
I'm gonna add one sneaky take in for Devontae Adams before we move on.
What's that?
I think he's gonna make his grand return to Green Bay.
Oh, to actually give them a true number one receiver?
Yeah, well, so they have a bunch of guys who are all basically twos, but sometimes it's weird. Like every game, one of them makes that step to like lead the group. But one of the cats got hurt, Christian Watson, right? So they got a deficiency. They probably have the cap room. They're only really paying Jordan Love right now out of everybody. I could see them bringing him in for the season.
I mean, that's not a bad pick.
They're gonna run at it.
Be for real. Hey, if you want to get fancy, and if you want to get yo, you know who could go calling for him? You got the front runner for MVP right now, probably good old Jaden Daniels and I was about to call them the Commodores, the Commanders, the
my
Commanders
favorite R&B band.
to give him a real. I mean, don't get me wrong. McLaurin's definitely the number one receiver on the team, but could you imagine McLaurin being number 2 to Devontae Adams?
And how is Devontae Adams going to get mad if the quarterback has a percentage rating of or a percentage completion of like 85? What are you mad about? You know, it's like it's almost perfect. So let's move on and glaze Jordan Daniels a little bit, because not only is he the front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year,
easily,
but goddamn, he's the front runner for MVP.
Yeah. It's who would have thought? I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be going the whole year with this, but we ain't never seen a rookie like this before.
We said that last year with Stroud, and now we're seeing what could be better.
The crazy thing was Stroud wasn't this good at the beginning.
No,
he got good. He got good as the year went on, but at the beginning, we were just like, he all right. He not doing bad. He's doing straight. Jaden Daniels out there looking absolutely amazing, and I know. So we have a Bears fan that is a friend of ours. Do you think he is like second guessing his pick? He shouldn't, but do you think he's second guessing it?
No.
Okay, good. I just wanted to see how delusional he was.
He is under the impressions of the same we had in well, it's different because in my year when we got Burrow, all those other quarterbacks, it's not like they were getting it's not like anybody heavily outplayed each other that first year. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of comps because Burrow went down with his knee injury early. There's a lot of talk about how they could have had, Herbert, who is looking better just currently, but that's just because he's playing. No, he's not. He's not panicking. He's happy for Jaden Daniels. He's good where he is. He's more upset with the decision to bring in Shane Waldron instead of
Cliff
Kingsbury. That's what he's upset about.
If he's anything like my father, who said they should have fired everybody. This is going to be the third time because Eberflus isn't. He's not surviving this. He's on Black Monday. He won't have a job. Do you know this will be the third time that the Bears had the number 1 pick, kept the coach for the first year, and then will end up firing him in the following year?
Because they kept Trestman for Fields, right?
Yep.
So that's what's the most worrying, because we've seen across the NFL, bringing in a second coach, you might get that second year bump, but that almost always ruins the development of some of these quarterbacks. Regardless of if the first coach shouldn't be there or not, it's just having to reset after year 1 is almost never good.
Like, the main thing with these quarterbacks, because a lot of these quarterbacks, like when they come out of college, a lot of people want to call them trash when they don't work or a bust. It's usually because of who they went to. They went to a bad team. And if you don't have the coaching staff to coach them up and to develop them, if they aren't going to succeed, if they don't succeed, that's on the coaching staff on most cases, unless you're like Johnny Manziel, who just was out there for vibes and won't even try to learn the playbook or nothing like that. But if
on the paycheck,
he did, he wanted to live life and have a great time. That was about it. He wasn't about this football life for real. He was out here having people take drug tests for him. Hey, but I'm just saying, like, Caleb Williams, I hope they don't ruin him because he doesn't deserve to be ruined. Well, no, none of these quarterbacks deserve to be ruined, but I feel like he can still be one of the better quarterbacks if he actually had, like, the roster construction isn't there. because they never fixed the offensive line. They got him a whole bunch of shiny toys, but then left the inside where he is unprotected, done for. Man is running for his life every play.
And we got to keep everything in perspective, right? It's not like they're 0-4. They're 2-2. Season's still within grasp. I think we're all just freaking out because Jaden Daniels has been playing so well, and that's the comp. So,
and no one thought
you just want to keep seeing improvement, really, and the Bears defense keeps them in games. So it's not like if he has a stinker, weirdly their defense is good enough to keep him in a game like that.
You mean the first game of the season?
Yeah. And they won that one.
They did. They did win. I agree, 100%.
It's just, Washington scored like 80 points in 2 weeks. Like they punted like once in 3 weeks. It's crazy.
Their punt team did not come out before this last game. They had not been on the field since week 1. Do you know that's outrageous? That is an indictment on the defense that they've been playing.
like mine.
Like yours. Yes. 100% like yours. If we're going to keep talking about this quarterback class, we got good old Bo Nix, who squeaked out a win against the Jets this week, giving 10 points. They scored 10 points, and the Jets could have beat them.
There was a stat we saw at halftime in that he had 7 completions and -7 yards.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then he finishes with 60 yards. Threw a touchdown, though.
He did.
But the headline of it all is, with all that, he still outdueled Aaron Rodgers, got the dub.
He did. I don't know about saying outdueled.
Do you give quarterbacks? Quarterbacks a pass when the weather is that bad?
I do. I think that's an ability. Like Tom Brady's the best bad weather quarterback of all time. That man had to play in Foxborough all those winters.
Because in a game like that, all you're looking for is just try to mitigate turnovers, really. And I'm not looking for high numbers. Like, just don't turn the ball over too much.
Don't turn the ball over. Get as close to the goal line as possible so we can kick a field goal that is easier and not from 50 yards.
My favorite stat from the Bo Nix stat line, though, is Cortland Sutton, I think, had all 60 of the yards.
He did. Actually, what you call it? Bo Nix only had 57 yards passing, and Cortland Sutton had 60 yards receiving. So he had more. Yes. Yes. Hey, he deserves a raise. He said, I did well everybody. Without me, y'all wouldn't be shit. Remember that.
The numbers ain't numbering.
Broncos also 2-2.
Sneaky good defense, Broncos.
Amazing good defense, Broncos.
But I feel like they're skirting under the radar just because the only thing people pay attention to is the offense usually. So Bo Nix is out there, quote unquote, struggling. No one's paying attention to the defense, but they do got probably the best corner in the game, Pat Surtain II. So,
yeah, that boy is nice. That boy is nice. I'm laughing at what you got for one of these. The return of Elite. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go for it. Give me your thing, man.
Let me lead this in. There was a conversation I had with some friends of mine, and Laurel knows them all, a long time ago about how we talk about quarterbacks in a certain way, right? And this was back when, like, if you don't win the big games, how can you be considered elite? And it was usually because I was trying to defend my guy Andy Dalton.
Yo, man,
He'd be putting up the numbers. I mean, he's just Derek Carr with red hair. Anyways, we always brought it back to how Joe Flacco had a Superman run in that playoff run in 2012, I think.
Yes, it was 2012.
And went crazy, got Super Bowl MVP, got his contract. Outside of that Super Bowl run, you can argue that Flacco was always just kind of one of those high echelon guys, but never those guys.
That man was pedestrian a lot of his career.
So me and a friend of mine always talk about how Joe Flacco is all caps elite. And he went out there and got back into old form and beat the Steelers, and it was awesome.
You know how upset Mike Tomlin got to be? He's like, this man used to beat me 10 years ago, and he beat me again.
He said, why is this geriatric? They had an interview with him after the game, and he was talking about how Trent Richardson was talking about how either his mom or him is like 9 months older.
Oh, God. Oh, man, that is wild. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's like the Alabama kid when people were like, he was born in 2007. 2007?
Bro, he was out there with eye black that said kill. He was out there with eye black that said kill everybody.
Kill everybody. Yo, there was a meme. There's a meme where because it's him and it is another dude that got like Bible verses on his joint, and they put someone captured the Tebow and Aaron Hernandez. Oh, bro, wild. But yeah, I can't wait to see him when he gets in the league in one day.
He will be waiting a long time. He's 17.
I only got to wait 3 years. Oh my God! It's 3 years after your graduating class gets out of high school.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, he haven't got his graduating class not out yet. This man about to go to prom.
He gonna have the same eye black on. So he'll say kill everybody.
He should. He should. But nah. So we got the Steelers. You got this. He's saying their luck has run out. Well, they were down, 17-0 at the beginning of that game?
So I wrote that because I wanted to keep the narrative we have going on that they can't keep winning these games with the offense being as bad as they did. But weirdly, that was the best offensive game they played all year.
Yo, Justin Fields was out there cooking.
Yeah.
He was doing his thing. Hey, I know Tomlin said, I'm not Tomlin. I know that man Rush was like, damn, I lost my job. I done lost my job again.
I don't know about that.
Play. But... No, that job is done. Nah, bro.
Doesn't matter. He's still gonna be suited to play.
Of course. You know he's gonna keep them pads on. Always. He'd be
ready. He'd be doing high knees on the sideline.
Hey man, he do them on the plane. Why not the sideline?
I like to think Mike Tomlin is like, if he's doing that on the plane, I like to think Mike Tomlin's the kind of coach that'd be like, sit the fuck down.
Oh no, he definitely would have told him to sit the fuck down.
Yeah. Like, no, we're not doing that here.
Absolutely. Shout out to my Disney alumni. So we had another revenge game.
Aaron Jones returns to Green Bay.
Yes, he did. And they was busting their ass at first. It was 28-0 before Green Bay finally woke up.
I don't know if it was 28-0, but it was 28 to something.
Yeah. Oh no, it was 28-0. They was up. It was up.
They went up 4 scores. Yeah, they were blowing the doors off them for a while there. Green Bay though, they battled back.
They did battle back. I figured they would score, but they came right back. Had a chance to win. Jordan Love first of all, I did not expect Jordan Love to play that game, but he played mostly okay, minus the 3 interceptions.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I didn't think they'd rush him back for it, and you could almost argue, or you want to argue, when they go down big like that, you're just like, maybe maybe it was the wrong idea bringing him back. But I mean, he battled him back into the game. I don't know like what they gave him at halftime, but and like we were saying, like we were
remember
saying,
all this money we gave you? Better act like you better get it together.
You better stop. I'm gonna take you back to Brazil.
Oh, damn, that is where he got hurt.
Yeah, but like they got a bunch of good young receivers. We were just talking earlier, like if they bring in Devontae, he'll just complement. It's not like he's going to really replace. I think it's more of a compliment if they bring him in. They got a bunch of good young guys. The defense isn't bad. Their biggest issue going forward is the fact that Minnesota just might be legitimate. And the Lions are also a wagon, but
okay, we'll get to the Lions in a second, but we're gonna get to stick on the Vikings for right now. How much confidence do you have in the Vikings?
It grows every day.
Okay. I still want to see them be behind where they have to change and adapt.
What if they're so good? What if they're so good they never fall behind?
Okay, I'll put it this way. As I said last week, I'm never believing in Sam Darnold. I don't care what he does. He could take them to the Super Bowl, and then he's going to end up messing up, and then I'll sit there and be like, told you so. I don't care when he messes up. I'll just be there when he messes up.
This man, the ultimate petty.
What
did Sam Darnold do? What did Sam Darnold do to you that you want him to fail so bad? Just let the
suck for 6 years. Man. Suck for 6 years.
But you know what's crazy,
man.
Right?
What's up?
And I'm pretty sure I'm right. We're gonna have a chance to see what he can do this weekend. He's got his potential revenge game. I believe they're playing the Jets in not Wembley, but Hotspur Stadium this weekend.
I believe you are correct. Yes.
The ultimate
9:30 a.m.
The ultimate fuck up your rhythm game.
Yeah. Hey, man. This can either go really well for the Vikings or go really bad.
I feel like it's going to go okay, but that's just because I just don't believe in the Jets at all.
I also don't believe in the Jets. Oh, man. Look at the Mets out here scoring. Look at
That's unfortunate. Well, I want Milwaukee to lose, though, so.
I was about to say, I didn't think you would be out here like wanting Milwaukee to see.
Quick plug. Shout out to the Detroit Tigers. I'm riding with y'all for the playoffs, which means I just gave y'all the death sentence.
Not exactly. They beat the Astros today.
They did.
That's why we gonna finish. We're not gonna be up here all night for two reasons. One, I gotta watch NXT, their first show on the road. And I mean, well, not the first show on the road, but the first show on the CW network television, and the Braves, we're probably gonna lose.
It's their first show on TV. Or
it's their first show,
a non-weird deep cable channel.
I mean, it was on USA, but this is their first network. Yeah, it's on network television. So CW.
Shout out to them. That's where my boy Joe Hendry is, right?
No, I mean he is on NXT sometimes, but he's technically TNA.
Oh well, anyways, I believe in him. That's all I know.
I know you believe in him. I know you believe in him.
Anyways, let's get back on track. I got a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a long time.
Oh, I already know which one.
It's not the one you think. We're gonna save that.
Oh, it's not? Okay, which one?
I want to talk about. Because I was watching the games the other day, and I was building my Baker Mayfield MVP speech.
Oh, okay, that one.
Chris Evans, Captain America,
Mike Evans,
and Chris Godwin have been on that team together for a very long time now.
You're correct,
and that has been what I think the most productive wide receiver duo during that entire stretch. Like, because it hasn't been broken, and not only has it not been broken, they've maintained productivity across now 3 quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. They produced with Fitz, they produced with Brady. That's okay. It's Brady, and now they're producing with Baker Mayfield.
Dog, you shortchanged one.
I am.
They produced with Jameis.
They produced with Crab Legs Winston. They
Oh,
produced.
Not the crab legs.
So let me change my note then. They've produced over 4 quarterbacks, both of them, putting up solid numbers. Mike Evans arguably could be a Hall of Famer.
Ain't no arguably. He's a Hall of Famer.
I agree, but I don't want to get deep into it. But
nah, dog, nah. So okay, so this is what we did. I'll tell you one time. I was having this conversation with Gary and Jeremy, and Jeremy we were talking about who was better between Mike Evans and Devontae Adams.
Mike Evans.
And I said Devontae at first, and then I happened to look. Jeremy brought up the point that Mike Evans has been producing every single year he's been in the league, and then I had to look and remind myself because I was like, has it been every single? It's been every single year.
Yeah,
it took. I will say, I put it this way, and I'll keep it at that. Devontae's highs have been better, but Mike Evans has been great since the beginning to now. And it's never not been good.
How much of Devontae's highs were half attributed to Aaron Rodgers, though?
He was still good. Even the first year in Oakland, he was good.
Yeah, he just don't want to be there no more. He just
he doesn't want to be there anymore. When he had Derek Carr, he was good. That's all. Then Derek Carr left, and then he has not been that good. Well, he hasn't produced as much since.
That's the stat I was looking for. Mike Evans, in every year of Mike Evans' career since he came into the league in 2014,
1,000 yards.
1,000 yards.
Yes,
that's
the stat that Jeremy brought up, and I said, "Oh," and then because I was on Gary's side at first, and I was like, "And now that you have presented this fact, I will now move to the other side."
Even more crazy to me, he did that every single year, and there's a few of these years where he didn't play every game. Another very sneaky part about Mike Evans' legacy is the fact that he hasn't really missed a lot of games. He's played at least 13, and that was just one season. And outside of that, he's played at least 15 games every year. 1,000 yards, 15 games every year. He's already basically a quarter of the way there now.
Mike Evans is the quintessential receiver, bro. He is someone, and he's still producing. The man he ain't no spring chicken anymore. Still going out there killing them.
And he does it quiet, too. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
You put him up like to all of his peer receivers, and they are your stereotypical wide receiver. They're like loud and proud about it. And go ahead, talk your shit. But like Mike Evans is out here. You don't hear him, but he's still putting up crazy numbers.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Evans, man. Out here doing great and amazing things. Shout out to Chris Godwin too. We're not gonna forget Godwin. We're not gonna forget him. He as you said, he is the second part of that duo. I was trying to find someone that I could the second place person or duo, but I can't think of anyone who's been around long enough to compare them to that's been together.
When you add in the fact that you have to be like, they also had to have like played together for like 5-6 years. Like I could probably find some better duos and shorter stints.
Yeah, If you take it like a snapshot, like 2 seasons or 1 season, then yeah, you could absolutely find a duo better, but not over those 5-6 year span.
Because you throw in, was it 09? You throw in the 09 Bengals when we had Ocho Cinco and Terrell Owens.
Stop it, bro.
But no, it's Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin's like your perfect number 2.
Easily. Yeah.
Possession guy. Like Evans is more of the vertical threat, but like Godwin's is a great possession receiver. He typically gets the more targets and not the same amount of yards, but the more targets. He's got the reliable Anquan Bolden like he's going to pop up kind of hands. That might be the only one I can think of is Bolden and Fitzgerald. Now that I said it.
Because they definitely played a while. Man, I used to love those Cardinals teams. I used to hate playing them, but I loved watching them because my team wasn't good at the time.
They were fun. Too bad they didn't win that Super Bowl. I needed them to win, but they are fun.
Hey man, it happens. It happens. You want to go to your one that you really wanted to talk about? Oh no, wait. Are we gonna kill the Jags more, or did we do that enough?
No, we got to kill the Jags first.
Okay, bet.
Because they are super ass. Super
I
ass.
will say,
I believe they're the only winless team left now.
I think they are the only winless team. I will say they played better on Sunday. Like that was definitely their best game of the season that they played on Sunday. They actually looked like they played with some pride. And Trevor Lawrence didn't look like hot garbage for the entire game, like he's been looking for the rest of the time.
Now you got Peterson going on the after game presser talking about players got to execute. That's how you know he's cooked.
Bro, yeah, when you start blaming the players, you start blaming the players because you're supposed to go up there. You're supposed to go up there as the head coach and
be a leader,
take the blame. Man. Take the blame, even if you know that's the actual fact that y'all coached the game correctly, but they didn't execute. Even if that's true, you still can't go up there and say it.
They just look bad.
You're done.
All of it's bad, and like you're looking at. I know we brought it up a little earlier, but you're looking at Trevor Lawrence being like, dude, you might be a bust for real.
Man, I think Trevor Lawrence, because he came in as one of those like can't miss prospects that even if it doesn't work out here, they're kind of stuck with him for now unless they trade him. But I feel like if you actually put him in an environment that isn't bad, I think he can succeed and may do better. Because I think he might have just lost his confidence a bit.
You hope it's not the bad part because they've already gave him the money.
He does have the money. A lot of money.
So they're not going to move on from him. But like everybody, it's crazy because like everybody else has kind of already had, except for Herbert, but that's not really his fault. But like everybody else has kind of had like a career moment, except him.
I mean, he's had a career moment. The playoff game.
You talking about that comeback because Staley's an idiot?
It doesn't matter.
No, we're not giving that. No, we're not giving that to Trevor Lawrence. No,
it's still a moment. He still had to go out there and win.
Okay, and Staley just had to go out there and not lose. But look at him.
Hey, bro. He almost got the what you call it, Josh Allen treatment. They almost beat the Chiefs that next game.
Well, maybe Trevor Lawrence is just going to be the next Josh Allen because we used to bag on Josh Allen before he really started to turn it around. It took a while.
It took 3
or 4 years, I think.
The third year is when he like elevated to not looking complete and utter garbage. Because those first 2 years were atrocious. And then they made the playoff the third year. Did they have Diggs that third year, or did they get Diggs the fourth year? I can't remember if they made the playoffs.
I thought they got Diggs after. I can't remember right, but I thought they got Diggs after the year where not the year they lost with 13 seconds, but the first one where they just got their ass kicked.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think they made it to the playoffs the first time without Diggs, and then they traded for Diggs, and then that's when they elevated and became what they are before Diggs became a malcontent and said, I got to get the fuck up out of here.
So how long before he does that in Houston?
Hopefully not. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I mean, he's done it the last 2 spots.
It's already very apparent that he's not the number one guy.
Oh, but I don't think he went there knowing that he was. I think he knew he wasn't going to be the number one guy.
At least you hope.
I think I would hope that he had that foresight because, Nico Collins is a beast.
He's halfway to 1,000 yards already. Basically.
That is crazy.
It's been 4 weeks.
It's been 4 weeks. 4 weeks and he's almost there, man. Almost there. All right.
So
and
go ahead. Let's talk
What
about the Chiefs. I have a take I want to make.
Get your take off, bro.
Chris Jones, as of right now, this very moment, Chris Jones is more important to that team than Patrick Mahomes. He's thinking because he knows that there's some truth in it.
I mean, I look at it like this. Chris Jones is absolutely, if he's not 1A, he's 1B. Let's go with that. Because I still would put Patrick as number 1, but Chris Jones is number 2, easily.
So obviously the quarterback's going to get the benefit of most people considering him the most important on the football team because of the complexity of the position. But at the same time, Chris Jones in a lot of those playoff runs, and this might just be because I was intimately involved in a few of them, Chris Jones made like a lot of the plays where that is the actual deciding factor of why we're in the position we're in now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's a closer.
Because there was the year we lost in KC, the drive before we had to punt the ball back. We got the ball plenty of time, and there's just one driver, Chris Jones, beats his man in 2 plays, gets a sack, and then disrupts a pass, and like we have to punt. And now there's 30 seconds left, don't do anything stupid, and unfortunately we did something stupid. Lost the game. And then had another one of those moments in the Super Bowl. And then you look at how they've been playing this year, and it's been a lot of Chris Jones having to disrupt some momentum, added in with the fact that they kind of get the breaks. Because when you're good, when you're that good, you get the breaks. And the only reason we say that is because, like, when they win normally, like, nobody cares. But when they win and get the breaks, people want to dig at it.
Yeah. In all honesty, Patrick Mahomes has not played his best football this year. He just hasn't. Plain and simple. He's still Patrick Mahomes, but he doesn't take the chances that he used to take. This game more recently was the first time that we saw him throw a deep pass like that, and it's been a very long time. And you can blame that on the receivers being subpar and just the schemes that he's going up against. Because we didn't kill what's the old boy name? The draft guy that was talking about. He's had two covered deep
Kuiper.
Kuiper, yeah. 2 deep shell is killing the game right now. No, it's killing the game. These coaches and these quarterbacks are bitches. I
had a joke I was saying to a friend of mine. We were watching Red Zone and they were showing part of like the Jets game and how it was gross and rainy. And I was like, Kuiper is like got his phone out right now. And in his drafts, he's talking about we need to ban outdoor stadiums. No more outdoor stadiums. The offenses are suffering. But no,
hey, bro.
The crazy thing about the Chiefs is they're still 4-0. The scary thing about the Chiefs is they're 4-0 without Patrick Mahomes really playing at the level we know he can get to.
Yep. The defense is bailing them out, and they scored just enough points.
Must be nice. Which leads me to the final topic I wanted to go over with everyone today, because, and this is actually a little more historic than currently, but they tried to build up this Chiefs Chargers rivalry. And I called them San Diego Chargers in this write-up on purpose because I am mean. But they tried to build up this rivalry because it's a divisional game. They wanted to build this Herbert versus Mahomes narrative. But do you know what Patrick Mahomes' record against the Chargers is?
I believe the Chargers have won one game.
2.
They won 2? Oh, okay.
He's
I
8-2.
one.
He is 8-2 against Team Homeless. So I wanted to present to you that this is one of the NFL's fakest rivalries. I don't want to hear about it.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's not a rivalry. It hasn't been. Not the Chiefs and the Raiders. As long as it's been the Mahomes era, no team in the AFC West is a rival to the Chiefs. The actual Chiefs rivals are y'all and Tom Brady. That's it.
I'll give them Buffalo, but just not in the playoffs.
I feel the same way about the Ravens and the Chiefs and the Bills. They have it when it matters. They don't win.
You know what else I consider an incredibly fake rival? And you're going to like this one. Another divisional game. Dallas, New York. What's Dak's record against the Giants? Remind me.
He's 13-14. He has won 13 and lost 1. He has not lost to the Dak led Cowboys have not lost to the Giants since Dak's first game against them.
Which leads me to believe if there are a few more wins, it was in the season where Dak broke his ankle.
Yes. Dak was not playing in those games that they won.
Fake rivalry.
It hasn't been a rivalry in some years. You are correct.
What
it reminds you back when it reminds me of I mean, it's a rivalry still, but there was a time where I was growing up where the Washington football team had not defeated the Cowboys in 5 years. They got swept for almost 5 years in a row. No matter how bad we were and how okay they were, still couldn't beat us, and it was beautiful to see.
I hate to bring it into a dark part of the Bengals past, but another one of those fake rivalries we had, and because a lot of these fake rivalries always come down to if you take the divisional aspect away, is it a rivalry? No. So the Steelers with Roethlisberger's record versus the state of Ohio.
Oh, that was terrible.
The one against the Browns and us. They were like, our rivalry is the Ravens and only the Ravens. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's probably true.
Bro, I remember because they used to put that joint on Sunday Night Football all the time, and I'm like, come on, bro, y'all ain't got to do Ohio like that. That man owns he's from Ohio, ain't he?
Yeah, he went to Miami.
Yeah, Miami of Ohio, and he did not let y'all forget it. He reminded y'all every single time that Ohio is his.
Bro, I remember back in the day when in the Palmer years and the Dalton years, so basically the Martin Lewis era. Every time I would see the schedule come out, I would circle the primetime games okay, we're going to lose these 3, right? So what record do we have to go to make the playoffs knowing we're going to lose all these primetime games?
You know what? I'm going to throw a question out here for you, and it'll be the last thing we'll do before we get out of here. I know the answer to this question already for you, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What is your worst loss for your team as of your fandom?
Why do we have to do this?
Because I want to get mine off because I already know about yours.
The good news is I don't remember the exact date anymore.
I remember my date.
It was a January night, 2015, 16. Anyways, the Bengals were 8-0. Andy Dalton was on MVP pace, which is the most wildest thing you can say. He breaks his thumb in a game against the Steelers, out the rest of the year. We kind of limp into the playoffs. Home playoff game against Pittsburgh. Vibes are low because it's A.J. McCarron. It's just freaking Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers. Ugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're just ugh. But you're watching it because it's the playoffs. Game's kind of a slog. Roethlisberger gets hurt. The fans don't treat him very well because he's a very hated man in Cincinnati, and we are admittedly kind of a petty fan base that doesn't know how to win. So we act a little bit foolish sometimes. But fourth quarter starts. A.J. McCarron hits A.J. Green, I believe it was, for a go-ahead touchdown. Vibes are through the roof. We haven't won a playoff game basically in my life. Like I was one the last time they won a playoff game. Vibes are high, going crazy. Defense gets a stop. Burfict gets that interception that he runs into the tunnel. Everyone's going insane. I think Roethlisberger had come back in the game to try to lead the Steelers to a victory because we kind of took the game over. So we have the ball, right?
Yep.
Just get a first down. Game over. Running back who will not be named gets the first down. Fighting for yards. Why are we fighting for yards if you got the first down? Fumbles the ball. Turnover. Steelers take over. Now, something people forget about the Marvin Lewis era is the Bengals had some really good defenses back then.
Absolutely.
But we had some boneheads on our defense back then. Shout out to Pac-Man Jones. I love the guy. A little bit of a bonehead. Vontaze Burfict, a man who I no longer defend because I don't have to.
You don't. Those days are over.
Anyways, third down. It might have been third or fourth down. See, I'm starting to block things out of my memory because I want to remember the good stuff we have going on now. Third down. Third or fourth down. We get the stop. Incomplete pass to Antonio Brown. But Vontaze Burfict has other plans. He's like, this is my moment. Takes the man's head off. Penalty. First down. They're not in field goal range. They still got to gain some yards. But wait. There's more. During the fracas, because there was a fracas, was it James Ferrier, their coach at the time, or Joey Porter? I think it was Joey Porter.
It was Joey Porter.
Porter's on the field. This is something that I will, to the grave, get upset about because he is not supposed to be out there, according to the NFL rules. But he's getting into it with Pac-Man Jones. Joey Porter used to play. They played against each other. Our rivalry has always been petty. It stretches away from football to other sports with Pittsburgh. The Reds and the Pirates are known for fighting each other almost. But so the fracas ain't over. Additional 15-yard penalty and field goal range. They kicked the field goal. Bro, because I think you remember, I turned the TV off. I do not know what happened in any other game that night.
Yeah, you don't.
I went radio silence. That shit broke me. Yeah. I went on a 2-year boycott of the team after that. Because that's when we got bad.
Man, that was beautiful. I do remember that. I do. I can't remember if it was 2000. Actually, are these two games that we're about to do back to back on the same weekend? It might have been. I don't know.
Was it the same playoffs for you?
I think so. So, because I know my date. January 11th, 2015. Green Bay, Wisconsin. After defeating the Detroit Lions in controversial fashion the week before, the Cowboys go into Green Bay, where Tony Romo is from. Well, he's from Wisconsin, whatever. They go up 14-10. The second half starts. The Packers the Packers punt the ball real fast. This is just a caveat. This isn't the shit that makes me upset. But then we get the ball back. DeMarco Murray. When I say that if DeMarco Murray would have gotten away, he was gone. Julius Peppers, one of the best Hall of Famer now, ends up stripping the ball of DeMarco Murray. They recover it because I'm telling you, DeMarco Murray was about to run. It was about to be 21-10 in Green Bay, and I personally did not think that they were going to be able to come back after that. Whatever. Shit happens. All is well. So, we get to the fourth quarter. 26-21, the Packers are up. The Cowboys get the ball. They're matriculating down the field. They get stopped. It's now 4th and 2. I'm like, okay, that's imaginable 4th down. They can easily get that. They didn't gotta, there's no reason to go hard. Tony Romo gets one-on-one coverage with Dez Bryant against Sam Shields. The ball is in the air. And I'm in my living room because I was mad that he threw it. And I was like, why are we going for it? So I was like, this isn't needed. Why are we doing this? Whatever. Dez does this amazing jump over Shields, gets the ball in one motion, brings it down, reaches for the goal line. Ball moves a little bit, but not enough where it should do anything. And he doesn't get to the goal line. It's at the 1. Pandemonium in the streets. We are excited. They're running down the field. Challenge flag. I hate this referee to this day, so I know his name. Gene Salvatore, bitch ass, goes out there and says that Dez does not complete the catch. It is incomplete. And it's turnover on downs, Packers ball. When I tell you how upset I was during this time, it hurt. It still hurts. It hurts even more because these dummies came out and said they should have. It was a catch. No, fuck you, bro. You should have been a catch that day. It was a catch that day. It was always a catch. It was never not a catch.
Yeah, that one sucks because that kind of like launched a year's worth of memes in the NFL about what is a catch then. And like we didn't figure that out until like the last 4 or 5 years, and they finally redefined everything. And then that's when they came out and said, you know, if we had ruled it correctly, Des caught it. And I'm like, why would you just let me be sad?
Let me be sad, dog. I'm over it. That was 9 years ago. I'm still mad. Still mad to this day. Still mad to this day. But yes, I just wanted to get that off. Yeah. And I got the lovely story of your retelling. It's always great.
One day, I hope you let me tell my favorite story instead of that horrible last night.
Oh, don't worry. I thought the worst story would be first. We could do the best story later. That's fine, man.
This just still plays in my nightmares.
With Devontae's perfect. Devontae's perfect.
AJ McCarron though, sneaky Cincinnati legend after that.
Yo, AJ McCarron should never have to buy a beer.
I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been Herb Street because he's a Reds fan. But somebody on Twitter brought up when McCarron left, they were just like, "We lost 2 things today: McCarron and his girlfriend."
Oh man, that's terrible.
Not a Bama fan though.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, man, that is it for it until the final whistle. Thank you for joining us this beautiful day, or whenever you decide to listen to this. You can find me at Relay the Leaf on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the main pod page at BGW Pod.
You can find me at Cincinnati. That's the wrong one. At C Cheevers 1989. Tagline the antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sad now.
Hey, bro, it's all good, baby. That's what this is all about. Sadness and vibes. Sadness and vibes.
We don't up each other here. Just sad.
Nah, dog. We all about hate and pettiness.
Like the new day.
And that's it for this show because I am tired. Fuck you, dog. Y'all have a wonderful time whenever you listen to this, and we'll see you next week.